In this episode of the Pad Bank, I'll give you an update on my latest release. I share why I've left my digital distribution service, and I'll review the submissions for the Flip It Challenge 196.
I made it. Produced. I made it. Produced. I cooked up.
Hello and welcome to the Pad Bank with me, Tony Brown, and this is episode number 15, and it actually should be episode number 16. But if you've been following the episodes so far, you'll know that I didn't put out an episode last week. So this is the first week since I've started the podcast that I missed a week. So I just want to apologise to everyone for that, and I'll tell you why I didn't put an episode out. I haven't been well. That's the headline. I have not been well. So last week, I usually record on a Sunday. So last week, I just out of the blue was struck with a severe trapped nerve in my neck. And when I say this thing just debilitated me, it was ridiculous, and it was just out the blue. I literally just got up, everything was normal. I sat around a dinner table, and then all of a sudden, my neck just literally froze up. I just couldn't move it to the left. I had to check my left and right then. I couldn't move it to the left. And it was just like, it was crippling. So that happened on the Sunday. So I just took a whole ton of painkillers and just went to my bed, thinking, I'll just sleep it off. Woke up the Monday, same thing, still couldn't, still felt the pain. And that just lasted for the whole week. By Wednesday, I had to take time off work on Wednesday. It was that bad. I couldn't even hold up my head in the office. I was in the office Monday, Tuesday. I'm there on my keyboard. I'm doing what I'm doing. And it was just excruciating pain. Just firing up and down my neck every time I turned to look at my screen, lifting up my arms to type on the keyboard, just even simple things, using the mouse. And I actually think it was repetitive strain. That's what I think it was from. But anyway, so that lasted for the whole of the week. My plan was, if I'd felt better, I was going to put out an episode midweek. So I was going to record this on Wednesday. Wednesday was the worst day of the pain. So couldn't do that. And then I would say it was only yesterday. So as I'm record now, it's Sunday the 29th. I would say yesterday was the first day where I didn't really have any major pain in my neck, but right the way through the week, I was in bits, man. So, thus, I missed my episode. So again, my apologies to everyone. But you know what though? One thing I will say: salute to everyone who reached out, and salute to everyone who was asking, "Yo, what's going on with the episode?" It's good to know that people want the content. That's really good to know. And yeah, man, I appreciate it, man. So, respect for that. Also, last week, again, if you're in the Pad Bank Facebook group, you would have seen the little short video clip that I uploaded. My computer was just giving me grief, man. To the point where I basically had to reinstall everything. I had a number of bits of software that just weren't compatible with Catalina, a few plugins that weren't compatible, and then if you remember on the last episode I shared that I've recently purchased a new turntable and a mixer, and the software for the mixer was incompatible. So again, I moaned about that on the last episode. There's just a ton of software that is audio or video related that is not Catalina compatible. So again, just a quick heads up, if you're thinking of investing in some new software, or if you're thinking of upgrading your Mac to Catalina, don't do it. Just hold fire, or check with the software that you're about to invest in, or even the hardware that comes with drivers that you're going to invest in, check that it is compatible. Don't take it for granted that it's going to be compatible. So yeah, I basically had to wipe everything off and reinstall my computer. And what my intention was to basically wipe it all off and roll back to an earlier operating system. So like High Sierra, or the one after that one, which was Mo something, I can't remember what it was called. But basically I wanted to roll back a version. Come to find out now, so I went through the whole process. I watched a number of YouTube videos, read a number of articles about the best way to do it and the easiest and quickest way to do it. Luckily, everything that I do on my new computer, everything's saved. I've got 2 external hard drives, so I back everything up. Actually, I don't even back it up. I save everything on the externals. There was only a few little files floating around on the actual internal hard drive on the new Mac, but everything's on the 2 externals. I've got 2 1 terabyte externals. So one of them is mainly for just my beats and all my music, and then the other one is for my files. I don't put anything on the internal hard drive like purposefully. I don't purposely save stuff on there. If I create a little, let's say like a keynote, or do a little design or whatever, it might end up being saved on there. But anything major, especially music related, it goes on the externals. And the reason I do that is because if I ever go to another studio, or I just want to use my laptop instead, I can just pull out the external, plug it in my laptop, and it's just everything's as it should be. So fortunately I lost no files, but I wiped everything, come to reinstall the software, and lo and behold, the only version I could roll to was Catalina, and I just was like, oh man. So I've just wiped off the whole of my computer, started from scratch with the hope of installing an earlier version, and come to find out the earliest version I can roll back to is the same one I've just flipping uninstalled. So that was a waste of time. And then from there, I had to then reinstall everything. So I had to put all the software back on, the MPC software, Logic, Audacity, Splice, Camtasia, OBS, all the drivers. I had to basically start from scratch. So that's why there was no episode last week.
I made it. Produced, I cooked up.
This week, I just want to give you a quick update about my latest project. So again, I mentioned in the last episode that I've just released. Actually, no, in the last episode, I was talking about I was going to release it. It was coming out. Well, it's out now. So Fire in My Soul. If you go to Bandcamp, or if you just go to the Padbank website and then just scroll down, you'll see there's a little section there for the new project. So it's an instrumental EP, Fire in My Soul. There's about 8 tracks on there, and like I said, it's been out for a week now. So it's available exclusively on Bandcamp, and in the next segment I'm going to tell you why it's exclusively on Bandcamp. But yeah man, the love it's been a little bit overwhelming. I haven't done like a big marketing campaign. I haven't pushed it out massively. I just done like a soft launch to like those in my most immediate circle, those who I connect with on social media, those within the Padbank and other producer related groups. And yeah man, the feedback it's been really positive, really positive, and I appreciate it, man. Like I said before, it was a project that came together really quickly. Like, this is the quickest I've ever put something together and released it. So at the time of release, all the tracks on this project were less than 4 weeks old. You know what I mean? I'd produced them all within the same batch, put them together, it came together nicely, and I just put it out. So yeah man, it's available, like I said, exclusively on Bandcamp. But if you go to thepadbank.com and then just scroll down on the homepage, you'll see a section there where it talks about releases. There's a link there straight to it, so you can just click on that link rather than searching up Bandcamp. This will take you straight to it. So it's currently priced at £4. Now you can pay more if you want to, which is optional. And what I found as well, which I was kind of taken aback by, a number of people have bought it for more than double what it's on sale for. So like I've put it for sale for £4. A number of people have just bought it for a straight tenner, straight £10. And I'm like, wow, it just shows the benefits of going direct to consumer, because your fan base want to support you. Do you get what I'm saying? Like with the other platforms, which I'm going to talk about in the next segment, these two are kind of merging still, these two segments, but I'm going to talk about it more directly in the next segment. But with the other distribution platforms or the other the DSPs, there's no real way for the fan to support you. And not even, it's not even about the fans in that sense. I don't like the word fan, but just your supporters, the community. There's no real way for them to support you. It's either, they invest in the streaming platform, so the Spotify, the Apple Music, whatever it is, they invest in that, and then that platform gives us the little cut. So, they can't really go above and beyond to support you. You have to have a direct link. So they've either got to come straight to your Bandcamp or go straight to your website. So if you're an artist, if you're a producer, if you're an independent creative, I really encourage you, man, get your own website, build your own website. It doesn't need to be a flipping all singing, all dancing latest website. You don't need to pay $5,000 for a website. You can build a website for like £200 and it does everything that you need it to do. You get what I'm saying? You just need a central hub where your community, your fan base, your followers can come and support you. So if you haven't already done so, I really encourage you to do that, man. Again, with these other platforms, if you think platforms like Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, all these platforms, you have no control over your audience, over your community, over your fan base. You don't have that control. So, for example, Facebook, we've got I created the Pad Bank Facebook group in 2016, 2017. Now, obviously, I've got a direct connection with those within the group. Like, I can go in the members list and I can contact them directly if I wanted to. But if I post something in that group, it will only go to a small percentage of the group, because Facebook limit the reach of your post. So if you put something out, it's not going to go to, like, there's 1,400 members in there. It's not going to go to all of them. It's only going to go to a small handful of them. And then they'll give the option, if you want to boost the post so everyone sees it, you then have to pay. Where if all of those members of that group were on my email list, or were subscribed directly to a group or a members forum I had on the padbank.com website, whatever I put out is what they're going to get. They're all going to get it. Do you get what I'm saying? And the same with Spotify, with Apple Music. You have no relationship with the end user. So you could have X amount of people following yours or subscribed to you as an artist on those platforms. And even with the podcast, on those platforms, I could have, 5,000 subscribers. I won't know who those subscribers are. I need to get them off that platform and get them to subscribe on my mailing list or directly to me, so I can have that direct relationship with them. So, like I said, if you are an artist, if you're an independent creative in any way, I really encourage you, man, get your own platform, get ownership of your platform. Do you get what I'm saying? Don't be dependent on these other platforms. Yes, they're great for distribution. Yes, they're great for discovery, but there's nothing like having ownership of your own. Because when them platforms change their terms and conditions, and when they turn around and say, oh, you now need to pay to reach your members, or you've got to pay to distribute your videos on YouTube or whatever. Who knows? In the future they could just totally pivot on their business model, reevaluate and reassess the way that they engage with creators, and then before you know it, you've spent all that time building that platform and building those followers and building up your subscribers, and then boom, they just pull it from under your feet and you're left with nothing. Where at least if you've got your own platform, you can direct people to your own platform. Even like being de-platformed, there was an issue earlier this year where a UK artist, Wiley, he must have said some things that the higher ups, the elites in the system didn't like, and they basically just de-platformed him. They took away his Twitter account, they took away his IG, and they took down his YouTube just in one swoop like that, and his Facebook as well. Just de-platformed him. Now I'm saying, if you have your own website, yeah, you've lost that route or that reach through those platforms, but you can still do what you're doing. If your fans really support you and you've got that community built around you, they will know where to come. They will know, okay, they've locked him off Twitter, but let me go to his website and see if he's still available there, see if I can still engage with him there. And you can be there just still doing what you're doing. So yeah, man, the headline is definitely get ownership of your own platform. If you can go direct to consumer, go direct to consumer. The project's out now. If you haven't already checked it out, go and check it out. Fire in My Soul. Go to thepadbank.com. There's a link there to it, or go straight to Bandcamp if you want to and just search for Fire in My Soul. I appreciate your support with that.
I made it. Produced. I cooked up.
All right, so linked to that, and off the back of that, I mentioned that the project is exclusively available on Bandcamp. And the reason I've done that is because I just had enough of being messed about and messed around with these digital streaming platforms. So let me tell you how it went down. So I was using, I'm gonna name and shame them. I was using Ditto, yeah. So Ditto was the digital distribution service I was using. I was signed up with them for over 12 months, so because my subscription ran out. So when I come to release this project, I've realised my subscription had run out. So when I come to, put the project out, I had to renew it. So I was like, okay, no problem. I didn't have, again, if you've listened to my previous episodes, you'll know I didn't have a great first experience with these guys anyway. So more fool me. I should have switched immediately. As soon as I had those bad experiences and it seemed like, okay, things ain't going to get any better here, I should have switched services then. But I didn't. And the reason I didn't is because I wanted to support Ditto, because number one, it's a UK company run by two UK founders. And I actually met those two founders in person. They were great guys. They were really approachable. We were kicking it, talking. I gave them a copy of my book. We just connected, and they were cool. And then I realized they're from Birmingham as well, which is like literally, a few minutes from where I'm from. So I was like, yeah, man, I'm going to support these guys. But when it come to the service delivery and my experience with them, it was like, nah, come on, man. Come on. It was bad. The service was pretty poor. Every single time I went to release something, there was an issue. There was just constantly an issue, whether it's tracks weren't being uploaded properly. I'd get an email back saying, there's an issue with your release. Can you fix this? Can you fix that? And then I've got to dig to go and find out what the issue is. There's no real direct direction to say, okay, track number 3 is corrupt, upload that track. So, there was just a load of issues. And again, I don't want to dig too deep into it because it's long, the story's long. But let's just say every single time I went to release, there was an issue. It was never straightforward. Every time I was given a release date, the tracks hardly ever, or the projects hardly ever came out on that release date. Issues with artwork being uploaded. But the worst for me was the fact that my songs, once they were released, depending on which store they were pushed to, they were being pushed or placed under someone else. So they weren't going under my account. And I was saying to them, yo, we need to fix this. This needs to get sorted. Do you get what I'm saying? I've got tracks being distributed under someone else's name. Can you fix it for me? And their response to me was, I've got to go and check every store, find the link to where it's incorrect, and send it to them so they can fix it. And I was like, yo, you distribute to like over 40, almost 50 stores. I haven't got accounts with all those stores. I can only find the ones that I've got accounts with. So I could find it on Apple, I could find it on Amazon, I could find it on Spotify. There was a few others that I could find it on. So I sent them about 6 links, but then I said to them, can you fix it on the other stores that you distribute to? Because I haven't got the links to those stores. I don't have a Tidal account. I don't have, all these Pandora and all that. I don't have those accounts. So can you fix it? And there was others where I couldn't even access the stores because I can't access them in my country. It was saying, this is not available in your country yet. So I was like, can you fix it? I'm going back to what? That release was in April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. 7 months. In 7 months, they couldn't fix it. And I'm saying, the stores you distribute to, these are the tracks, you've distributed them, can you just fix them? Couldn't fix it. So from that, I knew I should just forget it. Just pull the plug and go elsewhere. So the reason I decided to leave the distributor like whole hog and not release with another one, but release through Bandcamp, was because of the royalty situation as well. So when I done my maths, and again, it's not like it's hard to make this type of decision when you look at the maths. So again, 12 months on all those stores, Apple, Spotify, Amazon, all 44 stores they distribute to, yeah? Now, I didn't put no effort or energy into marketing my releases. I had I think it was a 14-track instrumental album out called Social Distancing, which was just, again, it was just a vibe I was on at the time. It was more like 808 trap style beats. I just had a batch of beats that I put together. It sounded like a project. It came together just as COVID licked, and I thought, I'm just putting it out, and I put it out. It's called Social Distancing. Distributed it through Ditto, went to all the platforms. So there was that, and then I had 3 other singles that I'd put out. So one with a group that I worked with from Birmingham, a rapper named Purge, a rapper named Casey, legends in the Birmingham hip hop field or hip hop circuit. So salute to them too. I also had an instrumental single. Yeah, so there was 2 other instrumental singles. So basically I had 14, 15, 17, so about 18 tracks released, yeah? When I done the maths, from April to November, I'd had just over 2,000 streams, which I know is nothing. Do you get what I'm saying? But like I said, I'd put no effort into marketing. It was just a case of just put it out there and make it available on the platforms. I don't have a big audience. I don't have a big following. I'm not trying to break into the mainstream. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm just making music and just putting it out there, just so it's available for those who want to hear. Yeah. So again, it's out on all these platforms. I was paying £29 a year to use this service to distribute the music. £29 for the year. So that's about $35. It's about $35 for those in the US. So that's my annual subscription to this service. So like I said, after 7 months of having music out, I'd had just over 2,000 streams, which again I know is nothing. But when you do the maths, those 2,000 streams equated to a royalty payment of just over £5. 2,000 streams equated to a royalty payment of just over £5. Yeah, so again, that's probably about $7-8. So again, you do the maths for yourself. I'm paying £29 or $35 a year to use a service, and within that year, I say a year, but the 7 months of actively having music out through that platform, I can only generate £5 worth of royalty. I was like, this does not make no sense. And when you look at Bandcamp as the alternative route, the same people that would have gone to listen to me on Spotify, on Apple Music, the same people I'm pushing it out to and saying, oh, my project's now out, go and check it out. Those are the same people that would go to Bandcamp and potentially just buy it. Do you get what I'm saying? I know I'll probably get a percentage of those 2,000 streams on the other platforms, on the digital streaming platforms. Maybe new people. Do you get what I'm saying? But it's not enough there to justify taking that route. You know what I mean? I really think that those platforms are useful when you've already built a solid fan base. You've got a solid fan base, or you've got a marketing machine behind you, whether it's a major or a bigger independent label behind you doing some marketing that can get you on the playlists and that can, you know, really help you up your streams. But even that, it don't make no sense. It was like, when I looked at it, I thought, no, man, these platforms have hijacked the independent music industry. Because again, when I think about Bandcamp, again, it's been out for a week. Yeah, it's been out for a week on Bandcamp, and I've made more money through sales, direct to consumer sales on Bandcamp in 1 week than I have in all the time I was on the other platforms. Do you get what I'm saying? Because it's direct to consumer. The listener, those 2,000 people who streamed it on Spotify and Apple Music and all that, if out of that, those people had the opportunity to purchase it, probably they would have purchased it, but because they're just used to streaming it, they're just streaming it. Where here, they come here, it's like, yeah, man, I like this, I'm buying that. It's £4, boof, I'm buying it. Do you get what I'm saying? I've made 3-4 times more than what I made in the whole 12 months I was on Spotify. Do you get what I'm saying? And again, it's not like I've done huge numbers. I've done very, very low numbers, but I've made 3 or 4 times more than what I made. In fact, no, more than that. A lot more than that, actually, when I think about it. If I've only made like £5 royalty off the streams, like I said, one person came and paid £10 for it. So straight away, that's double what I've made. Someone else come, boom, £10. Do you get what I'm saying? Another person come, boom, £5. Another person come, boom, £4. Do you get what I'm saying? So the small number of sales immediately makes more sense than the higher number of streams. So for me, moving forward, I'm done with them platforms. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm saying it with my chest. I'm saying it with my chest. I'm done with those platforms. They're good once you have got your audience already. Once you've got your community, once you've got your core audience, then it's useful. But even then, I don't think it is. Do you get what I'm saying? It's more convenient for the end user, because if they're already logged into Spotify, they're already got an account with Apple Music and they haven't got to spend any more money because they're paying their monthly subscription to those platforms, then it's more convenient for them. But in terms of the independent artists, this is the best route to go, I'm telling you. And I'm not saying Bandcamp is the perfect solution, but what I'm saying is for the independent artists, it's a better solution than the digital streaming platforms. I know I've kind of ranted, but I'm passionate about it. Do you get what I'm saying? So for you as an independent creative, I really encourage you, man, go direct to consumer, go direct to your audience. So yes, Bandcamp do take a cut. I think they take 15%, but even with them taking 15%, that's a bigger percentage. You're still making a lot more than the 0.004 pence that the digital distribution services will give you. 0.004 pence. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's better you give Bandcamp 15, like you're giving them a percentage or they're taking a percentage, rather than the bigger distribution platforms giving you 0.04 pence on the stream. It's crazy. It's crazy. So yeah, man, direct to consumer.
I made it. Produced, I cooked up.
I just need a drink of water after that. I need to cool down. Right, the Flip It Challenge. Now, like I said, I didn't do an episode last week, so we missed the Flip It Challenge 195, I believe. Let's have a quick look. Which one's this? Yeah, so this week is 196. Last week, again, I didn't get to go through the submissions, but what I do want to do is just to give a salute and pay homage to the winner of the challenge last week. So last week's winner was my man Swoop Vega. So salute to Swoop Vega. Give him a round of applause. So if you don't know, Swoop is also one of the community managers here at the Pad Bank. So he facilitates the Flip It Challenge. So check it out. Swoop Vega, this is the winner of last week's Pad Bank Flip It Challenge 195. Check it out.
The Pad Bank. The Pad Bank.
So there we go, that's my man Swoop Vega. So salute Swoop, you got yourself, my brother. Yeah man, I like that. It's kind of got a little Timbo kind of flavour to it. And again, it's one of them ones where when I heard it I was like, yo, I would have done something like that. It sounded familiar, you know what I mean? So obviously you're always going to be drawn to those beats that sound familiar. I was like, yeah man, I like this. So yeah, big up yourself, my brother. Right, so that was last week's winner. So Swoop picked the sample for this week, which again, the link to the sample will always be in the description. So again, if you're watching this on YouTube, link to the samples in the description. If you're on the website, link in the description. Check it out. We have 9 entries for this week. So let's get them done, man. Let's check this out. So first up, we have Quadragen. And this is called Get Out of My Life, Woman. Here we go.
The Pad Bank.
Here we go. That's my man Quadragen. Boy, I can see how this round's gonna go already. If that's the first beat, if that's the first submission, boy, I can see how this is gonna go. But yeah man, I like that. Again, I'm not gonna spend too much time on the feedback unless it's absolutely necessary. But yeah man, I like that. Nice little flip. I like the little guitar hit on the snare there, man. Always love a nice guitar hit on the snare. Yeah, man. Good job. Definitely a strong start. So big up yourself, Quadragen. Right, next up we have Luke Cage. Now, I'm not sure whether I'm right or wrong here, but is Luke a new member? I think Luke might be a new member. So I don't recall seeing or saying that name before. So let's check out Luke's submission for the Flip It Challenge 196. Let's go.
The Pad Bank. The Pad Bank.
Alright, so that's Luke Cage. That's his submission. Alright, so I'm going in co-producer mode now. First thing I will say is you need to get them hats down, man. And again, if you've listened to this a few times, you'll kind of know where I'm going with this straight off the bat. You're probably sitting there thinking, I know exactly what Tony's going to say about this. Yeah, man, your hi-hats are way too high in the mix. So let's get them down. I would say, you know what I mean, let's get them hidden, pull them right down in the mix, hide them, and then just bring them up slightly until you can hear them. That's the first thing. Second thing is, when those samples started dropping in, these little chops here, those there, I actually thought I'd leaned on the sampler. I thought I'd hit some random samples. It just sounds random, man. Now once the piano comes in there, it makes sense. But when you were introducing the chops, it just sounded too random. And then also, it's like it sounds, again, you know me, man, hand in glove. It doesn't sound cohesive, like it's one thing. It sounds like you got something going on over that side and then something else going on the other side. So let's pull all that together and gel it all together so it's one piece, man. It's cohesive, hand in glove. But like I said, it's like that once it's rolling. It reminds me of something from the 90s. I'm trying to think who it would be. I can hear a rapper's voice in it. I think I know who he is. What's his name? Red Hot Lover Tone. Am I right? Is that? You remember Red Hot Lover? So from here now, think about like a third bass or KMD or something like that. Red Hot Lover Tone. I could hear them on something like this. So it's not a bad beat. It's just, yeah, just get the hats down, work on your mix, and tighten up those chops, man. Those introductory chops. So yeah, shout out Luke. I appreciate your entry as always, my brother. All right, let's move on. Next up, we have my man Rob Russ, and his entry is called Captain Overalls. Very interesting. Let's go.
Rob Russ, Rob Russ, Rob Russ, Rob Russ.
The Pad Bank. the pad bank. The pad bank.
Alright, I just want to let this part play out a little bit. Alright, yeah man. Salute Rob. Nice entry man. I like this. Again. Rob always brings a good standard. So big up yourself, my brother. Also, just to say, I love your producer tag, man. I love the Rob Russ, but also the look at you. Hello. I like that part, man. I do like your tag. But yeah, the only thing I will say on this is when the extra layers of the sample came in, so that little bridge section, it sounded a little bit loud. I would probably have just pulled that down a little bit. This part here. It's not overbearing, but guaranteed if I was watching this on a monitor or on a Spectrum, it would definitely go louder and then drop down there. So yeah, I would pull that down slightly. But yeah man, I like this. Big up yourself, Rob. Alright, we're going to keep it moving. Next up we have my man Flavormatics from Q York. So big up yourself, my brother. Let's see what this one is saying. So this is called The Bridge, and this is Flavormatics' entry to the Flip It Challenge 196. Alright, so that's my man Flavormatics. Flavor, what you doing, brother? You switching it up on us. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that at all. But yeah man, I do like the way you done that. Started at 1 BPM and then switched it and flipped it up midway. So yeah man, I do definitely like that. Not much to say about this other than I liked it. I like the slow version more than the fast version. So I'm wondering, did you make two versions with that flip? Couldn't make a decision which one to submit, so you just made them one track and submitted both of them. Is that what you done? Ooh, I like that. Yeah, I would have worked with that all day. Yeah man, I like them deep piano sounds. So yeah, nice entry. Alright, next up we have a long-standing member of the Padbank community. Big up yourself, Cuz Was. It's good to see you active in the Flip It Challenge. Cuz has been around from day one, man. I actually think he was the first person I kind of like fully engaged with when I started doing the live streams or the videos on YouTube. So yeah man, salute my brother. Much love. Looking forward to hearing your entry. Let's go. So this is Cuz Was, Get Out of Brooklyn. Here we go. That's my man Cuz was. That just took me back to 88, yo. Yeah, man, I like this. Alright, I'm going to jump in the co-producer seat. My brother. Just give me a second here. The only thing I would have done with this, I would have pulled the vocal sample down a little bit and maybe put a little bit of reverb on it, because it's all the way at the front. Obviously it's a core part of the track, I understand that, I get that. And yeah, it's not all the way at the front. I would have pulled it down a little bit, kind of hidden it in the background a little bit. So it's there, it's audible. You can clearly hear what it is, but it's just not so much in the forefront. And I probably would have wanted to give the snare a little bit more bottom end. Just give it a nice little pound. It's a hard track, you know what I mean? The type of track it is, it's a banger. So I want my kicks and my snares banging a little bit more, so I would have probably tried to get a little bit more bang for my buck out of those drums. But yeah, man, big up yourself, bro. And again, much love, man. Long-standing member of the Padbank community, so salute my brother. And keep on coming, man. Big up yourself, cuz. Alright, next up, we have Subphotic. When I see your name, I always go to say Subphonic, but it's not Subphonic, is it? It's Subphotic. So his entry is called Shortcut. So let's just jump straight into it. Let's go. Alright, so that's my man Subphotic. Again, nice entry. Not really my cup of tea, as I say. But again, you ain't making these beats for me, so I'm just the one here who's in a position to give you some feedback. Or review them, I should say. I've never really been a big fan of, I don't know how you feel, but I've never really been a big fan of like choppy beats in that sense. Like that. And then it stops. I've never really been a big fan of beats like that. That's just my personal preference. But yeah, man, a good entry. Not really much I can say. Again, I don't just want to talk for talking's sake. So it's going to be the usual feedback, you know what I mean? Just keep them coming, bro. Keep them coming. So that's Subphotic. And again, what I will say is, again, wherever you're watching this or listening to this, go and show these producers some love, man. You know what I mean? They've put the work in to submit these beats week in and week out. So all these playlists will always be available on the Padbank website. If you just go to the padbank.com, just go to the padbank.com and go to the Flip It Challenge. All the playlists will always be here. So you can go back and listen to those. And just, you know what I mean, if there's anyone on there you like, you know, you can just show them some love on their SoundCloud. You can follow them, subscribe to them, whatever you need to do. You can share the tracks, etc. So yeah, man, show them some love. And also, as I say each week, if you're sitting there listening to this and thinking, yeah, I could have done better than that, you know, that one was all right, but I could have submitted something better, then, you know, put some meat, put some skin in the game, as they say. You know what I mean? Just come and join the Padbank. So again, just go to the padbank.com, go to join the community, and come and engage, man. Come and get involved. You know what I mean? So you just go over to the community section here and just click join the community, and then you can just join the group and get involved in the Flip It Challenge. So I encourage you to do that. You know what I mean? It's all about giving you the opportunity to just to stay creative. Do you get what I'm saying? Sometimes, I know I get it sometimes, you know, digging for samples, it can get a bit tedious, or, you know, you kind of feel like you've run out of inspiration, or, you know, you're just not finding something that grabs you. With the Flip It Challenge, we do the digging for you. Do you get what I'm saying? Every week, the winner provides a sample, and usually they're going to provide something that you might not necessarily have chosen for yourself. So then it pulls you out your comfort zone. Do you get what I'm saying? Which will then improve your skills as a producer. So, and that's the whole aim of this, man. It's about staying productive, staying creative, being inspired, being motivated. And again, as I say, every week, it's a quick turnaround. You've got a few days to turn this around. Do you get what I'm saying? You've got 4 days really to turn it around. By the time the sample's submitted, you've then got the weekend really to turn it around and submit it for the next challenge. So challenge yourself, man. If you think you can do better, come and get involved. I look forward to hearing your submissions. So next up, we have my man Dan73. Again, another long-standing member of the Padbank. Someone who I've had the pleasure of engaging with personally. You know, we've sat down and had a drink together. So salute, Dan. Big up yourself. This is his entry to the Flip It Challenge 196. Let's go.
I'll take a beat and I'll flip it. Add so much flavor that brothers wanna sip it.
The Pad Bank.
I'll take a beat and I'll flip it. Add so much flavor that brothers wanna sip it.
Alright, that's my man Dan73. I was sitting here thinking, who's that again? Who's that on the vocal sample? It's Diamond D, in it. Yeah, it's Diamond D. So again, yeah, man, another nice entry from Dan. I appreciate it, bro. Your kick drum could do with a little bit more bump to it. You know what I mean? Just get your kick drum banging a little bit more, man. It's like your snare's hitting harder than your kicks by the sounds of it. Oh, and also, what I will say, I know there's these apps and these plugins you can use to put crackle on your tracks. Now, I'm not sure. I'm making an assumption here that you've used one of those plugins to put that crackle on. I would say use it sparingly. If you put it too high in the mix, it sounds fake. Like, to me, that just sounds like you've put like either a crackly sample on, or you've used a plugin to do that. I would say pull it down, man. Hide it almost. So it's there. It adds that layer of authenticity and that, that atmospherical vinyl sound. But you don't want it to be too loud in the mix, man. So just bring that down a little bit. And it sounds like your bass has got lost in the mix as well. So I'd say probably put some compression on your bass. You know what you should try and do as well? Use a what is it now? Like in the MPC, you've got the distortion plugins, like the distortion effects. I sometimes, if I've got a sub bass, I sometimes use a distortion effect, but then I don't like use it fully. So I'm just looking for it now. 1 second. Where is it? So yeah, it's in harmonics. And it's like you've got distortion custom, you've got distortion amp, you've got distortion fuzz or overdrive or something like that. So I'll put that on it, but then I'll turn it down. Do you get what I'm saying? So it kind of, when you got a subby bass, it puts like a little bit more grit on it, and you can kind of hear the tones of the bass. But again, you don't want that all the way up. You don't want to, put your gain all the way up on that. When you can change the from dry to wet, I turn it, I would say probably 20% in the dry. Do you get what I'm saying? So hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, just add a bit of compression, maybe some distortion to your bass, just to give it a little bit more body, because that was getting lost in the mix a little bit there. So yeah, but yeah, big up yourself, bro. Right, next up we have Beats by Beats, and this is his entry. Let me just make sure my volume's up here. Here we go. So this is Beats by Beats entry to the Flip It Challenge 196. So that's my man Beats by Beats. Nice entry, man. I like a few things about it. I like the level that you've been able to export it at. Nice, loud, but not, it's not clipping, it's not overwhelmingly loud. You get what I'm saying? But I think this has been the loudest one so far. And obviously, because I'm playing it straight off SoundCloud, I've only got one volume. It's not going through a mixer or nothing, so I can't really balance the levels on every track. I'm playing raw what is being sent, and this at the moment has probably been the loudest one so far. So good job with that. I like the scratch effects as well. It sounds like I don't know how you've done that, whether you've exported it and you've got like a vinyl setup or something, a virtual digital vinyl set or something like that. But yeah, man, I like the way you've done that. Just to say as well, I don't know, because I can hear on a few tracks the audio's dropped out a little bit. I don't know whether that is in the beat. It's unlikely that's in each beat, because it's been in about 4 or 5 beats that I've played so far. It might be my setup. Like I said, I've recently just reinstalled everything, so there's probably a setting somewhere that I need to fix. So apologies for that. If you're listening to your beat thinking, hold on, how come my beat's dropping out like that? It's likely it's the way it's being streamed, so I probably just need to check probably like my firewall setup, or you know what I mean, I've probably got like an ad blocker or something, I don't know. But anyway, big up yourself, bro. Again, not really much I can say on that. I enjoyed it. Next up we have Dano Bravo Beats. Now I'm not going to long this out. It's the last beat that's been submitted, and Dano Bravo was the winner of this current Flip It Challenge. So salute to you, brother. Let's give him a round of applause. So we'll just acknowledge that from the front end here, and we'll play the beats. So this is Dano Bravo Beats, and he was the winner of this week's Flip It Challenge. Let's go. There we go, that was a winning beat for this week. Man, Dano Bravo Beats. Again, salute my brother. Big up yourself. Let's bring that back. So yeah, man, big up everyone who has entered this week. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your engagement. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next week. So as always, Flip It Challenge 197 is already rolling. Submissions are already coming in. So listen, these guys ain't playing, man. Back to back to back. So again, if you do want to get involved, just go to thepadbank.com, go to the community section, apply to join the community, and you can get involved in the Flip It Challenge. We ain't stopping. You know what I mean? Again, Challenge 200 is drawing close. I just had a little flutter actually. There's a few things I need to sort out in preparation for the 200th challenge. We're gonna do something special, as I keep saying. So I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, man. Big up everyone who engaged in the Flip It Challenge. And salute to everyone who has remained locked in thus far. Salute to all the YouTube family. Again, appreciate you guys, man. If you haven't already done so, make sure you like and subscribe. And just hit that notifications button so you get notified whenever new content comes out. As many of you know, I also live stream on a Friday evening. Again, just because I was unwell, man, so I never live streamed this week or last. But yeah, man, that's gonna be again back as a regular occurrence or a regular segment. So make sure you subscribe for those. And again, if you're listening to this on any DSP, give us a follow, give us a subscribe, and also just take a moment to, if you do like the podcast and you found it interesting and useful and whatever, then leave me a review, man. I really appreciate those who've taken the time to leave reviews. Again, it works hand in hand in terms of the algorithms on those platforms, putting us in front of other like-minded people and growing the community. So do that for me if you got a moment. A little review and a rating on whatever platform you listen to this on. And if you really want to do a favour for me, then just share it with someone as well. There's got to be someone in your circle who doesn't know about the Padbank podcast or the Padbank community that you think, yeah man, they would like this, or they would get involved in a challenge like this. Do them a favour and send them a link and say, yo, check out this podcast, I think you'll like it. They will thank you for it, and so will I. Alright, so go and check out the Fire in My Soul EP on Bandcamp. And again, if you like it, it's there for purchase, direct to consumer. You ain't giving your £4 or whatever you want to pay for it. You're not giving it to a big corporation. You're not giving it to one of those big organisations, those big conglomerates. It's going directly to the creator, which is how it should be. You know what I mean? You've created the music. Your any revenue generated from that should go straight to the creator. So yeah, man, I'd appreciate it if you do that. All right, so that's it for this week. As always, I appreciate you guys, man. Much love to the Padbank family. I look forward to speaking to you again in another episode. So until then, all the best, God bless, and take care. I'll speak to you again in the next episode.
I made it. Produced. I made it. Produced. I cooked up.